Fiends, and welcome to day 13 of Sizzling September. Today I'm going to do makeup hints and tips. It's things that I've picked up over the last couple of years because it's only within about the last 2-3 years that I've really started to be more serious about makeup. I didn't used to have much makeup at all. It used to fit into one bag, and yeah, I put eyeshadow on with my fingers. Yes, I know, how terrible. I used to use just one colour on my eyes, and I didn't use eyeliner, and I used to wear clear mascara, and it was all very basic. And that has changed in the last couple of years, and I'm really enjoying being more artistic with my makeup now and just applying it better, I think, than I was before. So I thought I would do some makeup hints and tips that I've picked up from other people, from YouTube, from books, and magazines, just lots of different things. Now, I'm not trying to teach anybody anything or say that I know stuff that anybody else doesn't know. I just want to share things that I know, because there might be things that you do that I don't do that you can then share with me in the comments below, and then I can maybe take those on and start to do those too. And I think the great thing about the beauty community on YouTube is about sharing what you know, sharing your knowledge, sharing your reviews, sharing your thoughts and feelings, and that's what I love about it. It's this great big place where you can go and get all of these different ideas and opinions, and you can see what's going to work best for you, and do you want to go and buy that product. So these are things that I have learned, and some of them you probably know. In fact, you probably know most of them, if not all, but you may not know some of them. So I'm going to put my glasses on and look all studious now. So I don't know if I'll do them all in this one video. I might save some. I've got 25. It's quite a lot. So we'll start with one. Primer. Primer is very, very important. A lot of people, this actually stems from standing in Superdrug and hearing this woman talk to her daughter, and her daughter said, oh, it was at the MU account, and she says, this is primer, what's that? And the woman said, oh, that's what you put on wood before you put the layer of paint on, and it fills all the cracks and it gives a nice smooth surface. And I was like, okay. So clearly she didn't really understand what primer was, because primer will not instantly fill in all of your cracks, totally smooth your face out and make it flawless. If there was a primer out there that was like that, I would buy it by the bucket load, because that would be fantastic, because I do have scarring. Some primers, such as the Gosh one, the Velvet Touch Line Perfector, which I swear by, does cover some small scarring. And it makes deeper scarring look a little less obvious, which is really good. It's a very velvety layer on your skin, and it feels like it's sort of resurfaced your skin in a lot of ways. So that's brilliant for that. So primer can help with that, but the main purpose of primer is actually to make your makeup look more even and stay on for longer. And I say that that is something that you could use no matter what your age is. So if you're 16 and I don't know, just starting college, and you know you're going to be out all day, then primer is probably a good thing for you. Put it on, put your makeup on, and don't worry about it all day. Good primers will keep that makeup looking really good all day. Now I wear it because I'm a face rubber, so I find that if I have a primer on underneath, then it's a really good base, and it really just stops makeup rubbing off quite so much. So primer is very important to me. So it's not something that you wear just because you're older, and it's not something you wear to hide imperfections and flaws. It's a great thing to have, and you find one that works for you. You don't have to have hugely expensive ones. Ones that I like, I've showed you the Gosh. I also like, if you want a matte finish, you could try the number 7 one. This is the Shine Away, Shine Free. That's very good, it's mattifying. I love Mono, which is more on your expensive side. And I think the only other one I've got actually in here is Gosh. Yeah, I think that's the only primers I've got. But Me do one as well. Actually, that's what this is. It smells really nice. And it's not too bad, it's not too expensive. You can get it from MUA. I honestly don't know what the primers are like, but I'm sure if you search on YouTube, you will find reviews of the MUA primer. Yeah, so it's definitely worth investing in. The next thing is setting spray. Now, setting spray, you can actually go from being very, 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 very cheap to quite expensive really, depending on where your budget lies. I think setting spray is quite important as well to fix the final look of your makeup. It also stops you looking quite so powdery, and it prevents it from looking quite cakey and not so natural. But setting spray doesn't just have to be Fix Plus. Now, I absolutely love Fix Plus. I've had it months, and that's how much I've gone through. I use it every single day. This is a huge investment for me. Like I said, I mean, I've always liked it, but then I was out in the rain for 45 minutes, swilling the yard out, and my makeup just didn't budge. It was, I'm totally amazed. I think this stuff is magic. So I think this is around, I don't know, between 14 to 16 pounds, I think, for this. But look, I've had it for 4 or 5 months and I use it every day. So I'm highly impressed with how far it's gone. It's just a very fine mist, and it's just really good to set your makeup. But if you want to go for something a little bit lower on the budget, £6 will get you a bottle of Evian Brumisateur, which is basically just a cooling water spray. But that is also quite good for setting makeup. Just mist it over your face, and it just kind of takes that very cakey powdery finish, and it does help set your makeup. It's not as good as Fix Plus or Urban Decay All Nighter, which I absolutely love. About halfway through that bottle. It's amazing. I actually just use it on my eyes at the moment. But they're fantastic. So really, it's all about just how long do you want your makeup to last? How flawless do you want to look? You know, do you wear a lot of powdered products, and would you like them to look a little bit more natural? Then sprays are really good for that. Alternatively, you could just use tap water and get a spray bottle. Spray bottles you can get from anywhere, anywhere beauty wise. I don't know if Body Care do them, possibly, but places like that. Also you can get them on eBay. So a spray bottle, put some tap water in, it's water at the end of the day. It's just like the Evian, you just mist it over your face. So, setting sprays. Tip 3 is eyebrows. So you don't have to go all out on getting great products for your eyebrows, such as setting gels and different powders and things that you put on them. I mean, I've got the HD brow kits that I got in glossy boxes, and these retail for £20, and I'm not going to lie, they are very good. I do really like them, but I know I would never pay £20 for this product. But there are a lot of cheaper brow products out there. There's the Fashionista one, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment. But there's lots of other brow products that you can use. However, you don't have to buy a specific product like that. You could just get a brown eyeshadow. Now, I have been known to actually use the Naked palette for my brows. Yes. And I used Hustle. Actually really nice on. I like it because it's a bit of a reddy brown, and I'm a redhead, so it looked quite good in my brows, I thought. So yes, I like this, and I think it's Naked too as well I've used, which is more of a natural brown. I think, did I use that colour? Yes, I think I did. I can't remember. Anyway, eyeshadow. So you don't have to go out and spend a fortune on a brow kit. MUA do palettes that are they £3 or £4? But they do a Heaven and Earth palette. And they also do the Undressed palette, and they have all our browns in, and I'm sure you could find a brown in there that would be good to match your skin tone. I've heard great things about the Undressed palette. I haven't actually purchased it yet. I may do in the future, but I absolutely love my Urban Decay shadows, and that's really mostly what I use, and I don't buy things that I don't think I'll get a great use of as much. So yes, so eyebrows, you don't need to use expensive products. You can just pick, you can pick up an eyeshadow very cheaply, and that would do the job just as well, as long as you've got a slanted brush. The other thing is brow gels. You don't have to spend a lot on brow gel. I did get one from Gosh once. I think it was around £7, but you can get clear mascara. MUA do a clear mascara, and so do Collection, formerly known as Collection 2000, and both of those products are fantastic just to run through the brow and set it, and just, it makes it look quite nice and defined, and keeps it in place. Although I really don't understand, because my brows don't move around, but never mind. There you go. I think it just kind of makes it look a bit more defined, because the gel sets the individual hairs and it looks really good. So that's eyebrows. Number 4, under eye circles. Now I was actually asked to do this a little while ago, a video on that. I don't suffer a lot from under eye circles as it happens. I do have them a little bit at the moment, haven't been sleeping fantastically. Now what I actually use on the higher end is Touche Clay by YSL. Just pumps out into this little brush and I then put that under my eyes. And it's fantastic. And that one's in the colour light, and that's before they launched it in lots of different colours. But you don't need to use that. You can actually just purchase a concealer that's lighter than your skin tone, lighter than you would normally wear. And what you want to do before you put foundation on is dot it under the eyes and then blend it in. Now you might look a little unusual, it'll look quite bright, but once you put your foundation on top of that, that will actually cover it. And you should find that the light reflecting properties of the lighter and then your own foundation on top should make it look less noticeable and take away that darkness. But they do have these, like, I've got some, I don't know where they are. They do have a lot of these things out now. It's like the Lumi Magique things. I just honestly don't know where I've put mine. But you know what I mean. There's like, they're just like concealers, but they're light reflecting, which is what you really want to do here. You want to diffuse the light away from there, because it's not a colour like a redness on your face. It's more of an indentation, because it's literally like a little hollow. You want to reflect the light and detract attention from that hollow. So that's what you really want to do. You want something lighter there. If you've seen the picture of Kim Kardashian on Facebook recently, or all of the press in fact, where she has all these sorts of very light concealer on her face in certain areas. It's up here, it's down her nose, it's under her eyes. That is a lighter concealer than her skin colour, because that's going to then, when the foundation goes on, create lightness in certain areas, and it will highlight those areas. So, under eye circles. Concealer. Right, the next one's about lipsticks, and that is using concealer or foundation on your lips before you actually apply your lipstick. Now what you can do is, as you do your base makeup, your foundation, your concealer, you can just dab some on the lips, rub it in, and then leave it to dry. I always do my lips last, so I like whatever it is I put on my lips to dry up, if you like, so it's nice and easy to put the lipstick on top, and I'm not moving product around or mixing product. Now I actually use MAC's Lip Erase, and it's a very thick sort of creamy consistency. It's really, really nice. I love this. And what the reason I recommend this kind of thing is, it depends on the pigmentation of your lips. So if you have really dark or really, you know, really red lips, you sometimes will not get the same colour performance out of a lipstick as somebody else will who has lighter pigmentation on the lips. So what you can do to help that is actually blot out the colour of your lips. Maybe not totally, but just kind of reduce the colour of your lips by using a creamy concealer on top of your lips, and then putting the lipstick on top of that, and you will see a difference in what colour the lipstick is than it was on your ordinary, you know, fresh nude lips. So I would highly recommend doing that. I used to use foundation, but now I use MAC's Lip Erase. I absolutely love it. It's quite conditioning and feels really creamy. But if you use a concealer, they're quite creamy in consistency, and it's just finding one that works for you and doesn't dry your lips out. What I can recommend, which is very similar to MAC's Lip Erase, is the Correct and Perfect from Me. This is the one that comes with a little powder section in the bottom. It's actually a concealer, and it's a brilliant concealer, but it's actually very good on the lips for the same purpose as MAC Lip Erase, because it's very similar consistency. Benefit's Erase Paste is probably quite good, or Boyne as well, because they're similar consistency too. The next one is highlighter. Right, so this one is about if you want to have glowy skin. So if you want that lovely glowy skin look, but you don't want to then spread glow all over your face, you know, you just want your face to have that kind of slightly shiny, I've just exercised but I'm not really worn out kind of look, like just a little bit of a glowy skin, then what you want is liquid highlighter. Now they are out there, I think they're, I don't know, there's not a huge amount out there. You will know of Benefit High Beam. Probably the ones that I would say stand out to me are Accessorize do one, and also, although I don't have the bottles to show you, number 7 do them. Now I absolutely hate the bottles for the number 7 highlighters. It's a squeezy thing with a brush. It always squeezes out too much, even if you only press slightly. You're left with a load of product on the brush, and I hate waste. So I actually depotted mine into this little tub, and I can basically just get a little bow on the back of my hand and then use it from there. So what I'm saying about liquid highlighters is these are really good to add into your foundation to give you that glow. I actually use, as you know, I'm a true L'Oreal True Match foundation girl. I absolutely love that foundation. I put 3 small pumps on the back of my hand, and then I take my strobe lotion because it's very runny, and that's what you want. It's a nice consistency. I put 2 small pumps of that. I then use my buffing brush, mix it together and put it on, and that gives me quite a nice glow to my skin. You don't have to use MAC strobe lotion. I've got the cream, but this is more for people with dry skin. I do use it occasionally. What I tend to do is I use the strobe cream. Because it's a bit thicker in consistency, I put some up my cheekbones after I put my BB cream on, and a little down my nose. Then I put my foundation on mixed with the strobe lotion, and then I think that I just see that a little bit more coming through. But you don't have to use an expensive cream highlighter. You can just use a cheaper one and just find one that works best for you. The next one, BB cream and foundation. Now, if you have problem skin and you have rosacea and acne and you have discoloration that you want to cover, and you know, just imperfections in general, and you like the look of foundation, but you know, sometimes that foundation doesn't sit well with your skin, I think what's working for me, what's making my skin a little clearer, is I'm using BB cream. So I'm not actually using concealer now like I used to. I'm not using a green corrector, and I'm yes, just those two. So yes, I'm not using those underneath products to hide all of that before I even start putting foundation on, and I'm not putting as much foundation on. What I actually do is I use my BB cream, I get a nice even layer across my face, and I'm just finding it's really working well to hide a lot of that redness, and then I put my foundation on top, and because I've already got a decent coverage from the BB cream, I'm not using as much foundation as I used to. I know I said 3 pumps, but literally 3 tiny little pumps on the back of my hand. I'm not needing to use as much because the BB cream is giving me a really good coverage to start with, and the BB cream has SPFs and it's really good for your skin. So it's good, it's healthier for my skin because I'm using less foundation and I'm using something else that is a bit healthier. And I'm eliminating certain products. Don't feel like I'm putting as much on my skin, so I feel like my skin's not as loaded down, and I feel like that's why I'm not having so many breakouts, because I'm not overloading my skin with product. It's got to sit there all day, so you don't want a huge amount of product on your face. The next one, what? Alright, something I've found in the last couple of years is find a brand you like for a specific thing and stick with it. Otherwise, you'll end up with a massively huge collection of loads of things that you tried from all over the place, and you might not even like a lot of them. And I say that from experience because when I first started buying makeup, I used to buy a lot of random different stuff to try, and now I don't do that. I know I like Urban Decay eyeshadows, so I just get Urban Decay eyeshadows. I wait for a palette to come out. No, they don't come out all the time. Yes, they are expensive, but I'm not going out every month and getting a couple of different eyeshadows together. And once you think about how much you spend on those individual ones and you add it up, then yeah, it's going to be a bit more, but you could get a palette, and they're colours that I use all of them and I love them. So, and eyeliner pencils. I do have others from before I discovered Urban Decay, and I still do get the odd one, like I got liquid eyeliner from L'Oreal. But I don't really buy eyeliner pencils anymore because I love my Urban Decay. If I'm going to put an eyeliner on, it's Urban Decay 99.999999%. I don't really reach for my other ones. So I've actually gotten rid of a lot of those eyeliners because I only have a few left that I kind of think, well, yeah, I like that. If I was going out somewhere, I'd probably take that with me because I don't really want to risk losing the Urban Decay ones. So yeah, so you save money if you don't buy quite so much, because I found I've done a lot of swapping out of things that I bought on a whim and then didn't like. Now, the only exception to that I would say is if you see something that the brand you like doesn't do. A colour they don't do, a finish they don't do, formulation, just things that they don't actually do, and you really want to get that and you want to work with it and you want to try it and you know that you're going to like it. Go and swatch it, do reviews. I check out reviews on YouTube before I buy anything these days. If I'm interested in something, I check out YouTube. I want to know what other people think. It's such a valuable tool, YouTube. It's fantastic. But yes, So I would say stick with the brand. It's like I don't buy any of the lipsticks now. I have literally got a box of there's probably about 20 odd in there, but they're all from before I discovered MAC. And I still do use them every now and then, but not as much as I used to, because now I just wear MAC. I wear MAC every day, and I like it. That's what I like, but I don't really buy a huge amount of other makeup, if you know what I mean. There are things that I do play around with more, and that's mascaras. I don't have a preference. I like to try different ones. Lip glosses, I don't have a preference. I don't like Rimmel ones because I don't really like the smell. A lip gloss for me has to have a nice smell. Other than that, not be too sticky, and that's fine. So I'll use them. But things like eyeliners, eyeshadows, I do like my foundation. I'm a bit obsessed with it. I think you do find things that you really love. So yeah, so be careful with your selection. Don't. I would say I've made a lot of stupid purchases makeup wise, and I would just say as advice, take your time with your choices. Don't be gathered in by a huge new trend and end up with something that you don't like. Or buy colours that you normally wouldn't wear. So if you normally wear all neutral lipsticks and all pinks, and then you're out and about and you think that's a nice red, but if you don't ever wear it, think to yourself, but am I going to wear it? You know what I mean? It's like, it's a waste if you're going to buy that and then actually not have the confidence to wear it. But then again, you could think, well, I will try it, but I'll just dab it on. You can start small with things, but that's another tip. I'll just do the last two on this page, and then I'm going to do the other ones in a different video because this is just going to end up a mile long. The next one is spray brush cleaner. Now, if you like to use colour in your makeup looks, then I would really advise getting a brush cleaner. You don't have to invest in a massively expensive one, although to be honest I haven't found a massively cheap one either, so if you know of any then please let me know. The MAC one is £8.50 and this is the size. The bare minerals is £10. I don't have one right here to show you. Or do I? Yes I do. So this one's 10, this one's £11.50, this one's £8.50. Quite a difference. I love the MAC one. I haven't actually used that much. I've actually decanted it into another bottle, which is much better and much easier for me to use. These are invaluable. If you don't really want to be deep cleaning your brushes a lot, then this is something that would be really good investment for you. I wash my brushes around every 10 days. But sometimes I might leave it a day or two longer, whereas before I was doing it actually every 6 to 7 days, because you've got to worry about bacteria, build-up of products. The brushes start to not work as effectively when there's too much in them. I used to use makeup brushes before, way back, and I didn't wash them at all. How stupid not to realise that it needs washing. But people don't tell you these things, you don't know about these things. I didn't know about spray brush cleaner, but I tried it and I absolutely love it. I do wear a lot of colour, so I do need to clean those brushes in between uses. Otherwise, when I go to wear a different colour the next day and I use that brush, I can end up with the day before's colour mixing in with the next day's colour and just not looking as good as I wanted to, and it's crisp and clean. So I use it every single day, and I always spot clean my brushes because just to stop colour transfer. So that's another tip. The next one, what on earth does that say? Oh, right, this is quite a few things in one. So it says cleanse, exfoliate, moisturise, remove. So removal of makeup is highly important. You want to make sure you wash it off at night, and you want to make sure your skin is nice and clean. Now if you do have acne prone skin, or breakouts or anything like that, I really would recommend that you cleanse. I didn't used to. I used to have breakouts quite regularly. I got breakouts a lot, and I found since I started to cleanse every day that I don't get that quite so much. I do get the odd one. I've got one here at the moment, but I'm under some stress. I've got a little one up here. I do still get the odd one, but because I'm cleansing now, I feel like, because I have over enlarged pores, I think my pores easily can get stuff in them that I can't get out just by soap and water, and cleansing will help you remove those impurities and just give your skin a better chance to breathe and a better chance to heal and prevent infections and things from spreading, because a lot of my infections and my breakouts are actually bacterial infections, and I have to take medication for that. And I used to have to take it every 2 months. I used to take it for around 10 days every 2 months, and I haven't, touch wood, took it for 7 months. Haven't needed to since I started cleansing. I didn't know what cleansing was. I hadn't a clue. I've learned from YouTube. So I started with Soap and Glory's Peaches and Clean, really enjoyed it. First few days I was like, wow, my skin feels so different, it looks really brighter. Then I got a bit of a breakout and was like, oh, what's happening here? But then I went online and researched it, and it's normal. It's just bringing out the impurities out of your skin. Your skin's not used to being cleaned quite so much as it is. So I would recommend cleansing. Now I do actually use these wipes, and I highly recommend them. You can use baby wipes. It doesn't really matter really, as long as it's, you know, a good wipe. But I love number 7 Beautiful Skin Wipes. These are fantastic for makeup removal, and I use different makeup wipes on my eyes to remove eye makeup, because I wear different colours and I wear eyeliner. So I always remove the eye makeup first, and then I remove my face makeup. I don't always use wipes to do that, because I usually cleanse on an evening. So sometimes I'll just use cleansing water, take off the bulk of it, and then I actually use the Angelique by L'Occitane. I use the Angelique cleansing gel, and I use my Clarisonic to take it off. I use this every single day. I've had this months, and yeah, I've been using this every single day since I got it. I absolutely love it, and it's totally changed my skin. I just feel it's a lot clearer, a lot brighter. I feel a lot more confident. It doesn't look as grey, and yeah, it's fantastic. So that's cleansing. Exfoliating, I do exfoliate several times a week. If I do have a breakout, I don't exfoliate. It's very important you don't exfoliate when you have a breakout, because the skin is already infected, and with exfoliation you can remove the skin cells that are trying to regenerate, and you're preventing them from healing as fast as they could. So the temptation is to exfoliate because you've got some flaking skin, you want to get rid of it, but you shouldn't, because it's not healthy for that skin. That skin needs to not be irritated, and it needs to heal naturally. So, but exfoliation is good. I do it several times a week because I think it helps get rid of a lot of dead skin cells. Cleanse, exfoliate, remove it, which I've already gone over, very important that you remove your makeup, and moisturise. It's important to moisturise whether you've got oily skin or dry skin, and what you want to do is try and get a moisturiser that suits your skin type. You don't want to slather on a moisturiser for very dry skin onto very oily skin. It's not helpful, because that has obviously more moisturising properties, and your oily skin doesn't need that. Now, just because your skin's oily doesn't mean that you don't need moisture. Your skin still needs moisture, because it needs to drink. It needs moisture in it to look lively and full and plump. And if you don't put moisture into your skin, then it's not going to look so good. It's going to look parched. You might find your complexion suffers. Oil is totally different from the moisture that you need. So don't ever think that, you know, moisturiser, you don't, you know, oh, I don't need that, I'm oily. Try and find something that works for you that is for oily skin. I swear by Time Cream on a morning. It's fabulous stuff. It's just amazing. I'm just so excited. I absolutely love it. So I'm constantly on the lookout for more of these. And I think 2 people recently messaged me and said that they had some. Very excited. So I love the smell of this. I love the way it feels on my skin. And I use either Clinique or L'Occitane on a night time. I love the Angelique hydration cream. I just feel that my skin feels very nourished when I put it on. And I've noticed a huge difference in my skin. Yeah, so I think you can never start too early in using a moisturiser. It's very important. So we'll leave that here for today. I will do another one of these videos because I literally have another 2 pages of notes of tips that I have learned from YouTube and other people and all sorts of places that I want to share with you. So let me know if you found this useful and if you want to hear more tips like this. I know you probably know all of them, but I just thought I would share what I've learned, because I want to thank anybody and everybody that I've ever learned from, because it really has changed the way I apply makeup, how I looked after my brushes and my collection, how I spend my money on makeup, and how I look after my skin. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.